All right, so in this video, we're gonna talk about the life cycle of your lawn. You have things that are super important to you, but like most of our clients, you have kids, you have an animal that likes to play outside, you spend time outside, you cherish your outdoor space, and you want it to look really nice, especially with family and friends that come over, but you don't have a ton of time to devote to keeping up with the lawn and things like that, and that's why you hire it out to professional. The second reason is you want to go from where your lawn is right now to the best lawn in as short amount of time as possible. So you're willing to hire a professional company and come out and help you transition your lawn. I made this graphic here to help kind of illustrate a little bit the life cycle that your lawn is going to go through. This outside ring, which is red, we kind of start over here in this position. You called us for some reason. Your lawn is thinning, there's weed pressure. The lawn thinning is very normal. You know, if you think about the life cycle of a human, at some point you are going to pass away, just like grass. Eventually that grass, it's going to get enough stress, drought, maybe a fungus, whatever reason, and some of that grass is going to die. Maybe the trees that are on your property, maybe they get really big, they drown out a lot of the sunlight, and so it just can't survive. So whatever reason, your lawn starts to thin. And when the lawn starts to thin, you start getting more weeds. The ones that super stick out are the flowering ones like henbit, clover, dandelions. Those are ones that you visibly see more because they're not green like, let's say, plantain. Broadleaf plantain is green, it blends in with the lawn. But you have this pain point, and the pain is, I want my lawn to look better, but I don't really know where to start. So you hire a company and we start treating. So we do what we call fertilization and weed control. Fertility, for short, means to feed, to nourish, to give. What we're going to really do in this is we are feeding the lawn. We are starting to build up a base where that lawn can start building some resiliency, some strength, starting to build the root system underneath. And at the same time, we are starting to spray the weeds with a very selective herbicide that only kills weeds, but does nothing to the actual grass itself. So we are going to do this a number of times. It's just like anything in life, doing it one time and stopping never fixes anything. It's repeated actions over and over. And then you go into, once we do that, we need a partnership with the homeowner. So that partnership means that you need to water and you need to mow properly. And as silly as mowing properly sounds, it's very much the case. We need you to mow as needed. Sometimes in the spring that means more than once a week. Sometimes in the middle of the heat of the summer that means less than once a week. But we also need you to water. So in the springtime we get tons and tons of rain. It's cooler outside. You don't have to water at all. Sometimes at that point you have to mow more often because there's so much water that the grass is growing like crazy. Same thing happens in the fall. Temperatures start coming down, the water starts coming up because it starts to rain more, you get more dew, and you start having to mow a little bit more. But in the summertime, your yard might start struggling, it might start turning brown, and that means that you need to water it. It's starting to dry out, it's starting to get thirsty, dehydrated. It's the stress of the heat. Once we get to this whole cycle to get your lawn back to great means that we have to aerate and seed. If you have weeds in your lawn, that means that there are bare spots in your lawn, and now that weed has a place to grow, it's going to take advantage. And so aeration and seeding starts to thicken your lawn. It starts to make the lawn a place where it's super thick and healthy, weeds can no longer grow. So we have to aerate and seed for a first number of years. So now we get back to the starting point up here. And so we've done a whole year of doing fertilization, weed control, doing the proper cultural practices, aerating and seeding. Now we've come full circle. And so everything in red is year one. Year two is inside the blue. Now we've aerated and seeded at the end of year one. So when we start in the spring of year two, your lawn's a little bit thicker. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. It's getting thicker. We continue to feed it with fertilization. We continue to treat the weeds that are present. We continue to do the proper cultural practices of watering when it's needed in the summertime, about an inch a week, which it's not super hard for most properties. Most of our customers' properties are around a quarter, less than half of acre plot of land. So it's not super hard. Maybe once a week you can go out on a Saturday or a Sunday morning and you can get plenty of water in. We have to continue aerating and seeding because we got to keep getting that lawn thicker and thicker and thicker. And over time it's going to keep getting thicker and it's going to fill in and it's going to look really nice. And then typically around year 3, that's when we hit this bullseye. So that's why I put it in the very center. Typically year 3, we can take a lawn that is really struggling, as long as we're doing the right things, the customer is doing the right things. After 2 years, the end of the 3rd year typically is when we see everything come to fruition. We've done the weed control, we've done the fertilizing, we've mowed properly, we've watered, we've aerated and seeded. At the end of year 3, we start doing all these consistent actions. We see immense improvement in the lawn, and it's sometimes at year 3, your lawn has done so well that you can come off of having to aerate and seed every year. We just drop you down to our basic program, which is more of a maintenance-based program, and then you can stay on that for a number of years. And then once every 2 years or so, 3 years, you want to get back in, start aerating and seeding. You know, once you get to that perfect lawn you're maintaining, then you can aerate and seed every couple seasons. You don't have to do it every single year. But if you want a great lawn, if you want to spend time outside and be proud of the place you live in, you want to increase your home's value and the enjoyment you have outside when you bring your family and friends over. Maybe you're having a cookout with the baseball team. You bring the baseball team or the soccer team over, all the parents that come over to your house. You want to have a place that you can be proud of. This is how you get there. And Blue Duck Lawn Care, we can also help. Hopefully this helps and you understand the life cycle. It's just like going to a gym. Just going to the gym is not going to cut it. It's not going to help you get off your baby fat. You have to eat right, you have to work out correctly, and you have to do this over a long period of time to actually see improvement. It's the constant, repeated, correct actions over time. That's what gets you a Blue Duck lawn. Hopefully this helps. Follow us for more tips.